Welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to join us on this beautiful Heritage Day. It is our pleasure and our honour to be guiding you through the first stages of this beautiful day. Now, we look at South Africa's current situation in terms of our chronic disease and all of those factors that play into that. Our lifestyle, smoking, excessive drinking, all of those bad habits that have become or almost reached critical mass here in South Africa. And I think the sad reality is that there is something that we can do about it. Now, earlier in this year, I had a great honour of being involved with a very inspiring launch here in the Western Cape. Before we get into the details, here is a little precursor, just a taste.
The WOW initiative attempts to form groups of motivation amongst the government officials, schools and the greater community. And I Change for Health provides the resource material that these participants will use to allow them to receive advice and tips on how to implement healthier diet changes, and then also to keep them motivated to attempt to increase their physical activity every single day.
Wow. You can say it with me. Wow, wow, wow. We are absolutely delighted to welcome Western Cape Provincial Minister Dr. Nomafrench Mbombo into the studio to give us some insight on this incredible health-changing initiative, as well as Mariska, who we know very well on the show. Thank you so much for joining us from the Pharma Dynamics team. Ladies, great to see you again. We had a lot of fun on that day. I'm hoping that this has inspired the Western Cape to start thinking about their health and their wellness in a different way. Minister, first of all, if we can start with you, how did this campaign come about?
I think it's one of those initiatives where we say that let's now stop mopping the floor. Yeah. Let's close the tap. So we cannot just keep on treating the chronic diseases when we know the major risks are related to physical inactivity and also poor diet. So what we are doing now is that we are focusing on the healthy lifestyle for where people now have to eat correctly and also people to exercise in order for us to reduce focusing too much on treating the chronic diseases.
And we know how much of a strain this puts on our infrastructure, having to deal with them at that very advanced stage. How bad is the situation? How badly are we affected by chronic illness in South Africa?
It's quite bad because it's the second causes of death among the non-communicable diseases, the heart diseases. And what is said about it, it's all about the sedentary lifestyle. And when if people could just walk up the stairs, and if people could stop smoking, and if people could eat correctly, at least that will reduce that burden of diseases.
Mariska, it all sounds so simple, and we shake our fist in the air saying, why aren't people cottoning on? Are they cottoning on? Is the campaign getting ground?
I think what we're seeing is there's a need for people to live healthier, and how we've seen it is Pharma Dynamics developed a recipe book, the Cooking from the Heart recipe book, which is one of the resources that the WOW participants are using as a guide to implement a healthy dietary changes in their lifestyle. And what we're seeing is just the response from South Africans who want to get hold of this book because they want to make changes, but they don't always know how to. And that's what's so important with WOW is we are guiding people to help them to make and implement these healthier lifestyle choices daily.
Because this really is about a shift in culture. When we look at the South African lifestyle, especially on a Heritage Day where the braais are burning bright, of course with that comes a lot of partying, a lot of revelry. It's kind of in our DNA to kick back and relax when we get the opportunity, and we know this from our statistics with drinking, in particular alcoholism has a massive effect on South Africa. What do you think it's going to take, and maybe I can put this to both of you ladies, to bring that shift in culture? What do we need to do to wake South Africans up? Mariska, maybe to you first.
The important thing is that we as a nation need to stand together. You mentioned earlier the chronic diseases of lifestyle. It's becoming an epidemic in our country. Yeah. And the sad thing is that 80% of heart disease can be prevented through making healthy lifestyle choices. So by standing together and supporting programs like the WOW initiative, we as a nation can work against this epidemic that we are facing. So important for us to embrace these kinds of initiatives and to get involved and try to implement those changes. It's not difficult, it is possible.
Mr. Mbombo, I'm going to put the same question to you, and I have to really, shower you with praise by virtue of the fact that you've gotten down and shown people yourself. You were there with us during our big walk. You are clearly applying these principles to your own life. In your mind, from your bird's eye view of the Western Cape and of our country, what do we need to do to bring about this shift?
Yes, it needs everybody. For example, for us, we use different settings at schools, in the communities, in the workplace. And also you need to have champions, because it's not easy, although we say that you must make it as part of your daily routine, but sometimes it's not easy. So we have to create that excitement. And also, as she has already indicated, you'll find that this food that they are proposing, the recipes and all of those, they are easily to make.
Yeah.
But it's not about that it's something expensive. It's the things that you have already at home. But also, we need also to remember that the sitting is this new smoking. So even if you cannot exercise, do something. Just stand up and walk about and all of those. And also, as I indicated earlier, we need to be champions. For example, for us, we've even have got another minister who is a champion for this, wants even to take it to Parliament.
Brilliant.
So it's everybody's business, the schools, the communities, and everybody. So if you go to Khayelitsha, Langa, Heidelberg, Manenberg, we have got champions there who are the leaders. And people are encouraged to register.
Oh, man, that is the simple truth. Minister, thank you so much for putting your money where your mouth is, which is something that we don't often see, but something that we really do celebrate. And in terms of Pharma Dynamics investment in this, thank you so much, Mariska, for everything that you are doing. And I love the fact that you've made it accessible to all of us. I'm going to go get my recipe book. That really is a wow campaign. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, it is time to get into the weekend's lineup. We're going to be talking movies now and see what's hitting the box office.